Hello everyone, it's Bertie here, the Recycled Hippie Chick. I am going to do my ticket book today. Let's see here. What'd I do with it? Here it is. This is my ticket book. Barry gave me the idea. He was asking on Barry Just Art on his Instagram about if anybody knew any ideas what you could do with these tickets. I have a bunch of double sized like this, and I have two big rolls about like this of these rolled up. So I have plenty of tickets to play with. I'm putting this together and just to show you what all you can do. Really, I didn't know either, but several people in Barry's post wrote down things that, you know, they said you could do, and I thought, well, shoot, let's just try them on a video. So I looked through YouTube to get some ideas, and I could not find anybody that gives ideas of what to do with tickets. I had a bajillion videos of how to make these tickets yourself. Not, you know, if you don't have any like this, how to make them, but none of what you can do with them. So here we go. This is my book I made out of cardboard, and I just lined the inside with an old towel that I used to wipe stuff off, but I had sprayed different colors on this to see what it would do on a towel, and so I used it. Then on the outside, I went around, so you didn't really see the cardboard, I went around with security envelopes, and so you wouldn't see through the holes. I just put security envelope on there and then glued my tickets on. On my spine, I took, this is one little idea, I just tied onto the spine a string, poked a hole in the end of my ticket, and put a stamp on paper that says, hey, what's up, what's new? And I just dangled that on the outside, and I will run some beads on here for some dingle dangles, so that will be a part of my dingle dangle. On the inside, it's just one little signature because I just wanted to make this a sample book of coffee dyed paper. I folded it over and glued it on as a tab, and then I just sewed down because why? It looked cute. You don't have to because it's glued on. I glued some at the top and the bottom and sewed it on to make a belly band on a little collage paper that I put on in there to put a little tag in that, you know, that I can write on. I took two of them together and glued them down three sides, and I also sewed a little piece of not snippet because that's actually something, scrap material. I just sewed down the side to doll it up. Piece of Kleenex box I just turned into a tag, and voila, you've got a pocket. I did a little collage on the inside of these two pages and just worked the tickets into my collage. Another way to use them. I have just like a little bookmark that I just stamped an image, a fairy on the inside. And I made a little tag out of one, stapled a piece of material at the top, and just put a little image on the back, a little cluster of, you know, book page and an image. Made a little cluster pocket down here to stick it in. The end of what's in my book. So then I decided, well, my goodness, I'm watching a TV show. I'm just going to sit here and make a bunch of tags for journals that I sell. So I sat and just inked around the outside and glued whatever. Here's one. Whoops, that's a price tag that I dolled up. Here's some with just some tiny little images that I glued on, stamped on a piece of paper and glued it on. Image with book page. Image. So I just made all kinds of these. Ran string through them of whatever I had laying around and made tags. Then I decided, well, let's do a little cluster. So I made several of them. I have a magazine page on the front, which is out of Somerset Studios. What I did was I would find a page that had somebody's art on it that was beautiful and tear it up just because I liked the colors. And I would make my little background, put a piece of book page on it, and I had these little ribbons that I got out of somebody's trash. It was a big cluster. Somebody made a big bow out of these ribbons and hot glued them together for I don't know what, but I was just cutting them up and using the little ribbon in my cluster. So I made several of those. And so I thought we would make some stuff tonight. I wanted to make a flip out. So I thought I would put together this, just a piece. This came out of the Somerset Studios too. They always give you like a free, 2 or 3 free, pages that is kind of like scrapbook paper stuck in their magazine that you can tear out and use. So I tore that out and I thought I would glue it onto the back just because they're perforated and I didn't want to, I didn't want it breaking because I'm going to use this as a, I don't know if you call it a flip out, a tip out. I don't know what the legal word for it is. I'm going to call it a flip out because I'm not sure. I've heard the word tip in and tip out. I'm not real sure what that is. So that way it'll strengthen it and those perforations won't come apart. So I'm going to glue that on, and I don't like that white. So I'm going to take my water brush here and just get a little bit of watercolor. And that's not going to be dark enough. So what are we going to do? No, it might be concentrated enough. I just want to grunge up those holes so it's not just grunge it all the way around. How's that? There we go. I better rinse that out. Okay, now let's get our little book. Here it is. Let's ink up the inside here. Oh, let's see here. I'm just grabbing the first one. So it probably doesn't match, but you know what? I've never, ever confessed to matching. Ever. So there we go. I'm just going to scrunch that up a little bit. And now we will get us some washi tape. And we'll find us a page. Let's go to this one. And let's just make us a little fold out. I'm going to get a wide one. And I'm also going to glue it on because you know washi tape is not very, it's not very strong. Let's see, what do we want to do? I'm going to put it on the tape because I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. What have you guys been up to? I don't even know my last stories, so I don't even know what I've told you. I don't even know where I left off. Goodness sakes. I've been babying husband. Did I see? I don't even know if I told you this or not. Husband got all of his upper teeth pulled. When? Did he get that done on Monday? Yeah, went in Monday. We've been trying for 10 years. If I've already told you this story, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't even know where I left off. Did you guys know husband got his teeth pulled? He has been trying for 10 years to find somebody to pull his teeth. Nobody would do it. Okay? You do not have a right to have your teeth pulled if you wish. I'm just going to be blunt because it upsets me. If you don't want your unborn child for any reason at all, probably don't even have to give a reason. You can go in and have it removed at your will. But if you want your teeth pulled, good luck finding somebody that'll do it. So, for 10 years, we have tried to no avail. Terry was born with no enamel on his teeth, in which we have 4 granddaughters who have been born with no enamel. So it's obviously hereditary. So he works outside. And so in the winter, he has always been in terrible pain every winter with his teeth. Okay, so there's a flip out. I'm going to take these 2 that I cut off of another one, and we're going to make them a tab at the top. So every winter, Terry lives on Advil, Tylenol, Orajel, and a very cranky man after coming in from being outside. He's tried face coverings. He's tried everything. He's tried a football, mouth guard, everything. You name it. Finally, we went down to this denture place. Actually, the denture place was the first place we started because he knew if he got his teeth pulled, he'd have to have dentures. So we went down to Affordable Dentures in Wichita about 10 years ago, where we started, and he would not do it. And since then, that little man has retired and another man has taken over. So after about 10 years of getting almost all of his teeth root canaled, because the dentists would say, well, we could root canal it and that would kill the roots and then you wouldn't feel the cold. That is not true. Don't let anybody tell you that they'll do a root canal and it will kill your tooth. Maybe it will, but it most likely will not. I'm going to staple this also, because this dentist explained it to Terry, which no other dentist has, and we've had probably 4 or 5 other dentists give him root canals over the past 10 years. If you have a root canal, they go down in your tooth in the main root. they go down in the main root and they clean it out. Okay? And then they put a cap on your tooth. Well, your teeth are kind of like tree roots. Then they have these little fingers of roots coming off of those main roots that don't get cleaned out. And sometimes those keep their feeling and they don't die off. So therefore, you don't always lose all your sensation in that tooth. In which Terry found out the hard way. The last dentist he had, now let's make a cluster. The last dentist he had, she told him, I want to do all of your front teeth. Let's do a root canal on all of your front teeth, and then, you know, that'll kill them off. Terry said, and what if it doesn't? And she said, if it doesn't, I will not charge you for those 7 front teeth. So Terry was like, okay, fine, we'll try it. So she did a root canal on his front teeth, and she, meanwhile, over the summer, left to have a baby and didn't come back. And I said, man, we should have got that in writing. Because, guess what? Next winter came around and his front teeth hurt. So we went back to the Affordable Dentures because there's a new owner there now. And we explained everything to him last week, Friday. And he said, yeah. He said, normally I have never taken out all of their good, healthy teeth. By the time somebody comes in here to me, they have got very few teeth, or the ones they have are so bad that they just come right out. So he said, it's not going to be a walk in the park. So Terry said he wanted to do it anyway. So we actually went home and called the dentist, or the insurance, and our insurance will only pay $1,500 for any dental work per calendar year. And so he decided that he wanted to have the uppers done this year, and then next year, because this dentist doesn't claim insurance, we have to claim it ourselves. And then next year he'd go in and have the lower ones done. I think it's kind of a blessing that our insurance isn't covering for all of it, because I'm hoping and praying that that having his top teeth removed and dentures put in will, maybe his lower ones won't bother him, because when he's in pain, he doesn't know where the pain's coming from. He doesn't know if it's up or lower. It's his whole mouth that hurts. So I'm hoping he doesn't have any pain from the bottom, and that he'll be able to keep his lower teeth. So Monday we went in. We went in at 8 o'clock. They did impressions, and then we had to leave until they called us back to let us know that his teeth were made, his dentures were made, and then they would begin pulling because they wanted to put the dentures right in. So they called us back, and we got back in there at 12:30, and they began the pulling process. And the very first one they pulled out took forever to get out. They came out after an hour and said, we've got 2 of them pulled. I'm like, oh my gosh, how long is it going to take them to pull 15 teeth? It was infected, the nurse said, and that it took a long time to get it out, and they had to take out some of the bone and all this good jazz, yada yada. And that they would continue on. So at 5:30, so he was in there from 12:30 to 5:30. At one point, the dentist needed to just stop and take a break because it was really hard work. And he took a break, and then he came back and said, how about we take out the last 6 tomorrow? And Terry said, nope, I am not. I want to continue and get this over with. I don't want to come back tomorrow. So the dentist kept on going, and they worked until 5:30 and got his upper teeth out and his dentures put in. The first one took an hour because it was infected. As soon as he pulled it, it started draining. He didn't even know he had an infected tooth. So that is the only pain he's had. That swelled the whole side of his face up, and we had to have you know, ice packs and all that good jazz because that one's the one he really had to work the hardest on. But he said if it wasn't for that, you know, that one bad tooth, that he don't think he would have had any pain afterwards. So of course it's still draining. The dentist had to leave it open. He couldn't stitch that one up. So it's still draining. He can't take his dentures out until Monday. And he went back to work today. And we've been eating a lot of homemade soup. I made cream of potato soup the first night, and I made chicken noodles the next night, and I made homemade mushroom soup last night, and tonight we had pancakes. So he has been, well, just softly eating his way to health. And I can't wait till Monday so that he can take that denture out and just rinse. I've been having him rinse with salt water, you know, because, and he's been brushing his lower teeth, but he just really wants to take it out and clean, you know, all up in there. So we can't wait till Monday till that happens. Look at this big long story I've told you guys. I'm sorry. You know, when I get to gabbing, I just go on with my stories. Okay, so we've got a cluster, and I've showed you all of the tags. We don't really need to make one of those. We've got a tip out. And what else can we make, you guys? We've got a tag in the back. I think that's pretty much it. If you guys come up with any other ideas, let me know, and I'll put them in my sample booklet, and we'll go from there. So let's see here. Oh, I'm gonna start gently journaling. Oh, big announcement. Come Monday, okay, Janet Nash has started hashtag gentle journaling. I'm gonna start with that, and me and Miss Moss from Moss Cottage are going to do a collaboration called hashtag Pinterest Play. We both have so many things on our Pinterest boards that we have pinned wanting to try for junk journaling, that we're going to start once a month. We are going to start doing a video on our Pinterest Play, hashtag Pinterest Play. We're inviting everybody to join along. Look down in my, well, just join me on Monday. I will title it hashtag Pinterest Play, and in that video I will put my little, you know, what you say, our little rules down in the comments. I mean, in the description. There's not really any rules, but we just want you to tag us so that other people see our videos, and say hashtag Pinterest Play so we can see everybody else's videos. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, like, let's say this week I want to make an envelope that I saw on my Pinterest board. I'm going to make that for the video, and then the rest of the month in my spare time I'm going to mass make them, so that when I make journals and sell them, I'll be able to put one of those in each of the journals. So that's my goal, and go over to Moss Cottage on Monday and see what her goals are, how she's going to do hers. And yeah, we're just excited to play back and forth like this. I am excited, and it'll be a good way for us to clear out our Pinterest boards, and we'll have a sample of what we made, and it's just going to be a fun time. So I hope you join us for that on Monday. We're going to post our videos for that. And I've also got glue books started, and I want to do gentle journaling. And so 2024, I've got a list of stuff to do. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Oh, remember I said when I was going through my Christmas journal that I used to watch the Frost on the windows and thought Jack Frost and his pixies did their artwork. Well, guess what? They visited my house last night. My screened-in porch has beautiful Jack Frost artwork on it. So I'm going to post a picture of that at the end of this video. I posted a picture of them on my Instagram also. So be sure and hang around for just a second and see if we can get those two pictures on here. Okay? Bye-bye from Birdie.